Everyone, hey, it's Nate here with Outside Cleaners. I'm out of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, but this morning I'm here in Connecticut where I'm going to be meeting up with some folks from a company called Aquiline Drones. They offer drones for various commercial applications, but of course what I'm interested in learning about and sharing with you is what they're offering for those of us in the exterior cleaning industry. Full disclosure, when I first heard of cleaning like rooftops with a drone, I thought, well, that's ridiculous. But also full disclosure, that's what I thought when I first heard of the internet or email. So I am here with an open mind. I want to learn, are these things practical? Because honestly, I'm having a hard time picturing it. Secondly, who's ordering these? And, what's their business like, and what are they intending to be cleaning with this? And then, of course, third, I'm interested in the finances of this. How realistic is it based on the pricing, and what's that get you, and so on and so forth. So I'm here to share with you what I find. Let's check it out. So the first thing I notice here is that this thing is big, like really big. It does get shipped around and transported in these containers here, but then there's definitely a fair amount of on-site assembly required at every cleaning site. They're also quick to tell me that this is not a toy, and that is obvious to me. I hope it's obvious to you. In fact, this type of drone, you can't just slap down a credit card and start cleaning. You need to get a remote operator's license from the FAA. It's called a Part 107 license. And look, make no mistake about it, you are learning to be a pilot. You are piloting a remote aircraft. Check. All right, so this is going to be at least a two-person operation, sometimes more like 3 or 4. You're going to have one person on the controls, your pilot. You're going to also have some ground people helping out with things like managing the hose. You can just imagine you gotta snake this along and help the drone, making sure it doesn't get hung up on things. Also, in my mind, you're gonna have to do a fair bit of crowd control. Just imagine how far the overspray on a job like this can go if you're, really far up in the air. All right, so even standing some distance away, I can feel the prop wash from this thing, which is why they've put a lot of effort into extension booms so that the nozzle or the tip that you're spraying from is outside of the influence of the prop wash. You can imagine the nightmare it would create if you were spraying and this stuff started getting sucked down through the props and kind of mushroom clouding in reverse all over the place. So they've got an array of booms that extend the tip out away from the influence of those propellers. I was particularly interested to see the type of interface that they designed between the drone and the cleaning setup. And here's what they've got. You're gonna run through a 1-wire high pressure line, and we're gonna connect to the drone with this typical high pressure quick connect. And that is the interface. So I do think this is a good start. And for a lot of folks, it's gonna work okay. For a lot of us, it would require either big adjustments on how we do things, and those adjustments would be quite limiting, or it would require some sort of modification to this setup. How long can this thing stay in the air on a charge of the batteries? On typical flying conditions, typical temperature, typical altitude and all that stuff, you figure on about 25 minutes of flight time. Now that might not seem like much, but with the kit that you purchase, you do get 3 sets of batteries and a couple chargers. So the idea is you've got enough batteries and chargers on hand that you can really kind of cycle these things through and keep a rotation going. And all you're doing is just landing and swapping out the batteries and, sending it right back up again. I've asked the Aquiline reps who is ordering these drones, and here's the type of thing I'm hearing. yes, there's the house washers doing exceptionally tall or big buildings, and I'll get back to that in a little bit. They're talking about folks that are de-icing wind turbines. They're talking about folks that are cleaning big metal warehouses. Happily, there are a couple folks here going through the training today that have agreed to talk to me about why they are purchasing the drones. So let's see what they have to say. I'm here with Brenda Rubio, who's all the way from Denver. You own a company called Elite Enterprise.
Yes, I do.
100% women-owned. And you have purchased 2 of these Aquiline drones. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be using them for?
So we currently do window cleaning and power washing as well. And the idea with the drones is to use them to be able to get bigger commercial buildings.
Bigger jobs, bigger customers.
Yes.
So you're a licensed commercial drone operator.
Yes, I am. I've had a training drone for, I will say, about 6 months. So I've been able to get, and my team has been able to put in some hours to just flying the drone, getting familiar with it. The remote that we use on that drone is the same as the one that we're going to be using for the bigger drone.
What's been the most challenging part of the whole process?
Just getting my Part 107 done. And the way I took it and the training that they provide me to take, it was challenging because it gives you a lot of background on drones and aviation. So I think it was a very complete program that I took. So it does take, it did take me longer. It was more challenging. The test itself, it wasn't as bad.
Okay.
I realized that there was a lot of information that I received that it wasn't user in the testing, but it was great as knowledge.
Having gone through this training to this point, do you feel pretty confident in packing up and heading back to Denver and getting right to work with the drones?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, another interview, but this is post-lunch, so we're a little logy. I'm here with Candy Nairns from PPD? PPD Painting out of Chicago Land.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, tell us a little about what PPD, what type of work you do, who your average customer is at the moment.
We've been around since 2003, and we've been mostly in the commercial painting sector.
Okay.
So we do anything from industrial, warehouse, commercial office buildings, and with the drones, we're able to tap into some solar and a few other things.
Oh, what, cleaning solar?
Mm-hmm. And water towers, things like that.
Are you going to be, with the drones, are you going to be cleaning windows?
Yes, we can clean windows as well. That'll go along with buildings.
All right, so you're talking big buildings, not residential.
Big buildings. So big. 30 stories.
Okay,
we're talking buildings like that.
Big buildings. So you're finishing up the week of training here.
Yes.
Any huge surprises?
That I'm a drone pilot. I think what I've learned so much from this is it's not just as simple as people think to take, the drone up.
Yeah.
You really need the training behind it and the understanding behind it. It's all on the pilot. Checking the safety check takes about an hour before you even lift off.
Check. You're flying a plane.
You're flying a plane.
Yep.
You are flying a plane.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your input. This is it in a nutshell. 45 grand gets you this drone. It's got a obstacle avoidance sensor. It's got dual GPS. You've got a selection of different lances for spraying from. You've got 3 sets of batteries, which is basically enough batteries so that if you keep a rotation going, you can keep flying, charge after charge. 45 grand, that's nothing to sneeze at, of course, but let's face it, what do you have in your truck? What do you have in your trailer? Well, that concludes my day here at Aquiline Drones. I'm very appreciative of them allowing me to peek in on what's going on and taking the time to walk me through and introduce me and answer questions. It was very kind of them. If you're new to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos of interest to the exterior cleaning industry. Thanks for watching.